Go.
Can you hear that voice? Muhammad, can you hear it? Oh my God. Oh my God. The voice of Old Trafford. Come on. Alan Keegan is with us now.
Can you hear that voice?
Where are you? The voice of Old Trafford.
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome to the Theatre of Dreams. Welcome to the home of the greatest football club in the world. Welcome to Manchester United. Good evening.
And I can't hear him.
Good evening. How are you?
We are good. How are you?
Very well, thank
you.
Hi,
guys.
Hi,
Hi, Alan.
Hi, how are you? How are you?
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. It's very nice to see you.
I think there is someone who's putting mute because I cannot really hear.
No, I'm back.
No.
Okay, so I've got Amar, I can hear you, and I can hear Hamid as well.
And Tiba also.
Yes, I can now hear, yes, I can hear the three of you. So how are we?
We are all fine. We're so excited. We can't believe that we are united here in one program, one show for Manchester United Support Club with the voice of Old Trafford, the voice who made us happy whenever we are hearing it from the TV or from the stadium. So, Alan, come on, tell us about you, how you reached that position. What did you do to be the voice of Old Trafford?
Well, it's been a very interesting journey, and I'll try and keep it fairly tight and concise. But I've always been a Manchester United fan, and my parents came over to England from Ireland with 4 children, and when they came over here to England, they had me. And my father was always a Manchester United fan because anybody who was Irish always loved George Best.
Yeah, exactly.
Who was an iconic footballer. So that was my introduction to supporting Manchester United. And I suppose if we look at the journey, I was very fortunate that back in the day, I did some local radio, which introduced me to different people and different contacts. And ironically enough, my journey into this world began at Manchester City. Oh. Yes. I had to cross the dark line, and I actually did some work for Manchester City. But that was purely on a professional level, and I wanted to get into the industry, and that was the only route I had in. And I have to say that if I'd never have done that, I would never have got the job at Manchester United. So I started at Manchester City, and
it's fine. They're our kids, you know, the kids of the country. So it's fine.
Keep going. Okay. That's all right. Yeah, that's fine. It's been a good journey, and ultimately, when I first started working at Manchester United, I worked behind the scenes in the corporate hospitality on a match day, where the sponsors and different people were there. So I did a sort of meet and greet and very much did the welcoming. But at the same time, I was also doing the announcing the next week at Man City. So it was a very, very tricky balance to get right. But ultimately, United were looking to get a new announcer. And obviously, because I was doing Manchester City, and I worked at Manchester United, and I was a season ticket holder, by the way. I'm very fortunate because I married a woman who loved football.
Also,
yeah, so we both went to see United before we ever had children or anything, and ultimately,
that's great.
I got the job as the announcer at Old Trafford 20 years ago, 20 seasons. I started in 2000, so it's been an incredible journey, and I'm sorry to make it very long-winded there.
No, it's fine. So now we can sing for you like 20 times, Man United.
Yeah. I like it, yes.
Yeah, it's going well with you.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah. Satiba, go ahead now, lead.
Okay, if you might, I want to ask about the pictures behind you. What makes it special so you put it in that position?
Yes, well, I just wanted to mention before I answer that, Tiba, that
Yeah, so what makes this picture special? So you put it in that position of your house.
yeah, well, on a Wednesday night, at the moment, I'm doing Facebook Live, a 1 hour show that's based on Manchester United and based on different elements. I've done 4 up to now, and each week I've had a legend. So the first week I had Norman Whiteside, I had Alex Stepney, David May, and last week I had Gary Pallister. But one of my all-time favourite players is Eric Cantona. And
Wow.
the picture behind me is the infamous kick at Crystal Palace when he went into the crowd,
Yeah.
and he got banned for.
We always remember 6 months ban.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. And
Interesting.
Eric has always been one of my favourite players. And I don't know if this will work, but I also have another montage of him there. Can you see that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, well, that's by an artist who's based in Manchester. You can actually buy these online if you go to his website. And I'm not on commission for mentioning this,
That's fine.
but his name is Stanley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stanley Chow, and he's a big
Awesome.
Manchester United fan, and he does a lot of those prints in that sort of special design of his. But yes, the reason why I put them behind me is because Eric Cantona is one of my all-time favourite players, and also I hope you get this, but this actual painting here is by a young artist. She's a
Wow.
very young artist in Manchester called Abby Abs.
So this is not a picture. This is an
No,
artist work.
this is actually a painting, and
my God.
that is
Wow.
me. That is me on the pitch. She did a painting, and she did it like with no other players, and it's a very very nice painting and very personal to me. So I thought, because I'm doing a personal show tonight with our good friends and supporters from Jordan, I thought
That's
I'd put
amazing.
some personal items behind me.
That's amazing. About Cantona, you know, we have a
Very
diehard fan.
interesting.
Manchester
Thank you.
United is so happy because you are talking a lot about him. His name is Muhammad also. His Cantona. His nickname is Cantona.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, now I know. Now
So
I know.
this
No,
is
he-
your own wall of fame.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, later on, I'm going to give you my top 11 players. It was very difficult, but definitely Cantona is in there. He is definitely
sure.
in there. Yeah.
You can add some sub, you know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I might do that while we're talking. I've got the 11 ready for later.
yeah, that's great. Okay.
Thank you.
What else, Tiba, do we have for now?
Actually, we have so many questions for you. We have so many things we're interested to know from you. But for now, we'll ask you about the Old Trafford and the magic of Old Trafford. Like, how do you feel being there? Because
Well,
everyone is interested to know that in Manchester United.
yeah, I mean, Old Trafford is an amazing place, and I like you. I'm a Manchester United fan, so I sat my 2 season tickets, well, mine and my wife's. They're in the Stretford End. So if you can picture the Stretford End on the letter T of Stretford, our 2 tickets at the top are at the top of the T as you look over, and so I, first and foremost, obviously sat there as a Manchester United fan, following the club. And then to become the announcer I am living the dream, because it's been an incredible journey. And some of the nights at Old Trafford have been absolutely incredible. The atmosphere, particularly when it's a Champions League game, you know, it's a dark, sometimes wintry night in Manchester, and then you get that music, you know, that Champions League music.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I know we've not had it for a few years, but it will be coming back.
We missed it.
We do miss it, but it'll come back, and Ollie's doing a great job. Ollie's doing a great job. So to answer your question, the atmosphere at Old Trafford can be incredible. It's an amazing stadium, and I've announced at stadiums all over the world, but there's nowhere better than Old Trafford.
Amazing. About the Ultra, for 20 years you're still dreaming and living the dream
Yes.
of living it with the players and the fans. Tell us about the worst moment that you left it over there. The worst.
The worst moment.
Not the best. Yeah.
Well, that's always interesting. I suppose when you make a mistake, you're accountable because there's 75,000 people listening.
Yeah.
And I suppose when I look back, do you ever remember there was a player called Diego Forlan?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, Diego Forlan, he came to Manchester United, and unfortunately, he didn't score a goal from open play till about 21 games. And on the particular day that he scored the goal from open play, I looked over and I just saw this blonde-haired player running around celebrating and putting his hand up. And as I looked over, it was David Beckham. So I went, Old Trafford, Manchester United's goal, scored by number 7, David Beckham. Oh, you could hear the stadium gasp because I'd announced the wrong goal scorer. Poor old Diego Forlan, after 21 games, hadn't scored in open play. And I announced the wrong goal scorer. So that was a terrible day for me.
For sure you forgot him because he didn't score.
Well, yeah, and he wasn't in my eye line. I just saw David Beckham celebrating as if he'd scored the goal, and that was a bad moment. I did apologise to Diego afterwards, and he was very understanding.
What about the moment?
Liverpool?
No, actually, I can't. It wasn't against Liverpool. He did afterwards. He scored plenty of goals, and obviously he scored 2 against Liverpool. If I'm honest, I can't remember the match. I'll have to do some research and look into what game it was. But no, I can't remember. I'm afraid, Hamid.
Okay, what about the moment of looking at the Sir Alex Ferguson leaving the Old Trafford?
Yeah, I mean that was a very, very sad day for me personally. You know, because Sir Alex was the most iconic manager in the world, and particularly from Manchester United, and you know he's left a legacy, and I don't think any fans ever thought it'd be 7 years in the waiting before we had another title. You know, he left us on a high. He left us with, I think it was 11 points clear in the league, and here we are. You know, sort of 7 years later, we haven't won a title, and that, you know, I think Sir Alex Ferguson. And the United fans never thought it'd take that long. So, you know, he was special. And I think his legacy lives on, you know, everywhere or anything to do with the success of Manchester United. It always has that imprint of Sir Alex Ferguson, the greatest manager ever.
Yeah, his name is attached to the United, you know? Like whenever you mention Manchester United, you have to mention Sir Alex Ferguson.
Well, you're very right. Yeah, they go hand in hand. And I have to say, you know, some great times with Sir Alex, some great celebrations. I've been very fortunate to travel. When Sir Alex was the manager, I've been very fortunate to travel on 7 tours. So I've been all over the world with the team, and I've worked with him, and I've done events with him. And he's just, when he walks in a room, he's very...
You're so lucky, to be honest.
I am so lucky, and I thank God every day. I'm very fortunate, you know, I'm very lucky, and you know, let's hope it carries on.
Wow. The best is yet to come. Fingers crossed.
I hope so, yeah. Fingers crossed, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So, Alan, as you mentioned, that the 7 past years, how do you see Manchester United nowadays? Like, do you see, like, the good days are coming back, or we still need time to do that?
Well, I always believe the bigger days are coming back. You know, I've always felt that, you know, as a club, we're a giant, and obviously, you know, to lose an iconic manager like Fergie, you know, it was always going to be difficult whoever came in, you know, and obviously they went for David Moyes, and they went for Louis van Gaal, and, you know, we've had some success with cups, with Louis, the FA Cup, and then with obviously Jose Mourinho, we won the League Cup and then we won the Europa League, which was the final piece of the jigsaw as far as all the trophies. So, I mean, you know, we've carried on winning things. We just haven't won the Premier League or we haven't won the Champions League. So I think that's where United need to get back. And to answer your question, I think Ollie's doing a great job. I think you could argue that the players that he's brought in this season, you could debate that they've been the best players within the team. You know, Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been fantastic. You know, Daniel James came in. He's only a young boy and he was always going to be sort of a squad player and he hit the ground running. You know, you look at Harry Maguire, you know, he was always going to be a leader. He's done an amazing job. And then Bruno Fernandes, I mean, what a revelation.
Wow.
You know,
Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno. He's been incredible. and then you know, even Igalo, you know. You know, so you've got to trust in Ollie. And I think the good times are coming back, T. But I think they're coming back. But you can't do it overnight. It's not like FIFA, you know, you can't just go and assemble a team.
Yeah, it's not a FIFA
game.
No, exactly.
No.
So about this season specifically, do you see that it's going to be completed or the end is here?
Well, this is obviously a personal view. You know, this is nothing like anything to do with Manchester United. This is Alan Keegan. I personally think they will have to conclude it at some point because I think, you know, the Premier League, I think it's going to be very difficult purely because it's the biggest league in the world. It's got the biggest sponsorships. You know, it's got all the TV money, all the endorsements. And I just can't see it not being completed, even if it means starting next season late. I can't see it, but that's my personal opinion. You know, I think the Dutch league announced last week, didn't they? I think that they're just cancelling theirs.
And the Serie A, the Italian, announced earlier today that they are going back to training in May.
Right. Well, there you go. And I think I read somewhere as well that Arsenal are going back at training on this week, sometime coming up. So yeah, I do think it will conclude. So that's my own personal belief. Yes.
Also, Jesse Lingard, he was running today down the street. We saw his picture on the news.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that normal?
Well, I suppose because of the isolation, they can do it, can't they? You know, and they're just trying to keep fit, and we're all trying to sort of keep healthy. And obviously, they're, you know, elite athletes, and I suppose it's something they want to do.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take some questions from the fans for now.
Let's see, what do they have?
Muhammad.
Okay. We have a lot of questions, actually. There's a lot of greetings for you. They are welcoming you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. And it's an absolute pleasure to speak or at least communicate with you all. And all the very best indeed to the Jordan Supporters Club. And keep the red flag flying. It's a real pleasure. And I hope to welcome you to Old Trafford in the very near future or in the next year or so anyway. You take care and keep safe and keep healthy.
Perfect.
Also, we hope to see you here in Jordan.
I would love that. Yes, I would love that. Perhaps we get over with a legend sometime, and we can do an event and perhaps have a dinner or something, and we can do a Q&A and bring a legend.
Welcome to be here.
Yeah, we'd love to come. So thank you for the invitation.
So we'll start.
We've got an interesting question here, to be honest. There's a guy saying that what's your favorite chant amongst fans at Old Trafford?
Wow, that's always a good question. I suppose it depends on who we're playing, but I've always loved the song when we've played Liverpool when we sing 20 times because you know it's so relevant, and obviously to quote Sir Alex, we knocked them off the perch, you know. So I like 20 times, but you know there's lots of other good songs as well that the fans have been singing, particularly now that they've opened up the Stretford End, where it's becoming more of a singing section each match day, and you can really feel it. You know, it's come on a lot, that singing section in the Stretford End. You will really notice it when you get over. It really adds to the atmosphere. So But I think 20 times to answer the question.
That's great. So you and United have the same song right now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
thank
So
you.
we
Yeah.
hope both of you will get the 21.
Yeah, well, let's keep our fingers crossed there. As you rightly say, I'm very fortunate, and I never thought it'd be this long, the journey. But I've been at Old Trafford now in August. This will be my 20th year as the announcer, and it's been an incredible journey and very, very enjoyable.
That's
I'm
amazing.
very lucky.
Okay, what else
Okay,
do we
great.
have? Some questions.
I wanted to ask you, like, if you have any exclusive piece of information from inside, like fans want to know unless they are inside the Old Trafford. So what do you have to tell us?
Well, I was communicating before. Unfortunately, because we're all in lockdown, I haven't got anything exclusive as such. I'm really sorry to disappoint you because obviously,
No, it's fine.
none of us have been going to the Aon training complex, or no, I haven't been going to the club. So not that normally I do hear anything. It's a very, very closed knit working operation at Old Trafford. You can imagine, it's a very big juggernaut, and I'm only a very small cog in the big machine. But unfortunately, I haven't got an exclusive. I'm sorry. I apologise.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll meet again, and you'll
It's
tell
fine.
us so many pieces of information.
We will meet again.
Yeah. Let's see what people are asking.
Let
Yeah,
me
go ahead.
choose some questions. Can you tell us about some transfer markets for United? Do you have some news?
Well, it's a little bit like what we were just saying. I know as much as you do from what we read in the papers, But if you were to ask me about who I'd love to come in,
Yeah, let's make it. Give us the 3 players that you wish to see at the Old Trafford.
yeah, well, I'd certainly love to see Jadon Sancho. I'd love to see him at Old Trafford. I think we're the right club for him. I think he did the right thing.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I'm
We
sure you
missed that
do.
position from Nani's time till now. We don't have any right winger.
No, we don't. And I think he'd be perfect for United. He'd be a stellar buy. I think he's got the credentials. He's an England international, and I think he would be, a really, really great player to come in and work with what Ollie's already building. I'd also like to see Jack Grealish. I think,
Wow.
from the midfield point of view. I'm not sure how we'd fit him in because obviously you've got Bruno who's there now. You've got McTominay who's doing a good job. You've got Fred. Obviously Pogba's been out injured. We don't know what's going to happen with Paul. Hopefully he'll stay. But I think Grealish would add to the team as well. I think he'd be
be amazing.
Yeah.
Alan, we've got an interesting question saying that, like, why do you think the commentators in Italy or in anywhere else other than England, like, they are more excited about the game, and especially when someone scores a goal, they make it big loud that someone scores a goal. But in England, they are just like, it's a goal and that's it.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting. This has been brought to my attention, and I know some of the announcers from abroad. I do know Michael from Bayern Munich. He's a good friend of mine, and I know Robin from Ajax. So we all have a little announcers union. And you are right. I mean, a lot of the time in the Champions League, particularly at Bayern Munich, and I've had this conversation with Michael, where they'll do the first name, so they'll go blah blah blah, number 7, Alan, and then they let the fans do the surname. But I don't know. I think it's a British thing. I think it's an English thing. We're a bit more laid back, and we're a bit more sort of introvert rather than extrovert. So we did try it actually in my early days. We did try to get the fans to do the second name on a Champions League, but it never really took off. But trust me, when United score, I am very excited. Yeah.
Okay, so another question. What's your most memorable game at Old Trafford?
My most memorable game at Old Trafford, there's been a lot of games. I mean, obviously, when Cristiano Ronaldo came back.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, with Real Madrid.
We can feel that.
Yeah, exactly. That was incredible. And, I'd done some events with Cristiano when he was with the club. So, I don't claim to be a friend of any of the players, but there's certain ones that you do stuff with and you get on with. But I have to say, one of the most exciting games for me personally was the semi-final against Barcelona, because I missed the final in '99, and in 2008 we played Barcelona, and the second leg was at Old Trafford. And after 15 minutes, Paul Scholes, you might remember
Scholes,
it.
yeah. Boom.
It was rockets.
Yeah. Now, we scored it after 15 minutes. And actually, Tiba, that night I did go hysterical on the microphone. I couldn't contain my excitement. But that was the longest remaining 75 minutes of my football life.
Can you do it again now?
What, United or Scholesy?
Yeah, the Scholesy goal.
Oh, you mean you want me to?
As I was too young, so I can't really remember it. I just heard the replay of that.
Yeah, you'll have to look at the replay, but it was an incredible night. And he scored the goal. He took it on the volley, he hit it, and it was in the East End goal, not the Stretford end. And when I saw it go in, the stadium went hysterical. And then I just went into it. Old Trafford, Manchester United's goal, scored by number 18, Paul Scholes. Yeah, the stadium erupted. It was an incredible moment. But because what that meant, and why it was so personal to me, Hamid, was that that meant that we got to the Champions League final. We beat Barcelona. We were playing another English club, Chelsea. But the extra bit, and this is the bit that was special, as the announcer, I got to go and be the announcer for Manchester United. What I didn't realise is they always ask, UEFA always ask the announcer from each club to go. So I went to Russia.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that was one of my most memorable and exciting games, Hamid. I hope that answers your question.
That's amazing answer.
Yeah.
So also another question, what do you feel about the critical goals that comes in the plus 90? The extra time. The very good time, actually.
Yeah. I mean, funnily enough, it's one of those things that we came to expect it, didn't we? You were never worried. You always thought United could score, and they said that in the '99 Champions League final at the end, because if you remember the commentator, when Ollie scored, he says, United have scored, they always score, and I think that's a tradition that we'll always do as well. So I think, especially now, Ollie knows the club, and he's part of the history, and he's played for them, and he knows the values of the club. And I think we're going to see some exciting football next season. I'm not sure we're ready to win the league just yet, but I'm sure we'll be up there contending for it. And I'd fancy us to win some silverware. But who knows? You never know. A couple of players could make all the difference.
That's amazing. We hope next year we can do it with Ole.
Yeah, I hope so. Fingers crossed. It might be 1 year too early, but listen, you don't know. A couple of players, Sancho and a couple of others, you don't know what might happen. Bruno.
They will change a lot, trust me.
Yeah, well, you can say that, can't you, because of the impact that Bruno's made. If you've got two more players to make the impact that he made, that would be fantastic.
If you want to add any defender, who will you bring to Old Trafford? Defender.
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest with you, I'm pretty happy with the defence because, we've got Wan-Bissaka, we've got Luke Shaw, we've got Luke Shaw, but in the middle we've got Harry Maguire, and I'm comfortable with Victor or Eric. I think it's good that the competition is there, and obviously with Luke Shaw we've got Brandon Williams coming through, So in the defence, I'm quite happy. It's like you said before, you know, we probably need an out and out right winger, which we haven't had for years. Like you say, you could argue Nani was the last proper winger that we had. So yeah, let's hope we get the right players.
A lot of talks were being about Koulibaly. Do you think that he's going to be a right fit for our defenders?
Well, I think he'd certainly improve any team. I think if he came in, he would definitely improve any team. But I think, you know, you've got to look at Eric Bailly. If he can keep, you know, from injuries, he's a fantastic defender, and I think he complements.
Yeah, he's the beast.
Yeah, he is the beast, yeah. And I think, you know, so I don't think the defence is a priority. I think we've got Harry Maguire in there. I think he's a true leader. He's a captain in every sense of the word. So I'm okay with the defence, to be honest.
I want to get back to you to Louis van Gaal.
Yeah.
The one who destroyed our hearts, you know.
Really?
Especially the moment when he looked at Giggs, and you have the rest of the answer. Chicharito was out of the team.
Yeah.
We felt so bad. What do you think about that moment?
Well, I mean, from a personal point of view, I got on very well with Louis. He was a fantastic guy with me. And from someone who worked at the club, I did some events with him. I did an event with him. I'll tell you a story about Louis. I did an event with Louis. You might remember we played Arsenal in the FA Cup on a Monday night, and we got beat. Danny Welbeck scored the goal.
Yeah. And
we got knocked out of the FA Cup. So the next day, I had to fly to Germany, to Munich. I was hosting an event for Aon, the sponsors, and Louis van Gaal was the VIP guest. He was going to do it was a big audience with a meal, and I was going to do the questions. And so we flew over in the daytime, I did, and then Louis flew over on a private jet later on. And when when the dinner was being hosted in the evening, and we did the audience with, there was a big room full of people, and it was a very intimate event. There was no press, there was no journalists, and in the middle of it, we were asking a question about the team, and he said, "Can I just say, Louis van Gaal is hurting tonight. Louis van Gaal is hurting." He said, "We got beat last night by Arsenal," and he said, "I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to come here tonight. I didn't want to fly." But he said, "You know, I committed and I made a promise that I would come." And, you know, Louis was a great man, you know. Yeah, I know what you're saying about Chicharito. I mean, Chicharito for me was a brilliant fella. Great player, fantastic ambassador for Manchester United.
It was like Ole, a great sub for the team. So that's what you need. At least some super player accepting to sit on the sub, which is great. Like, you know, to have someone like him.
Yeah, he was a great player, or he still is a great player. He's playing in America now. But listen, it's a high pressure game. You know, it's high pressure. It's very thin margins, and until we've been in the management chair, it's very hard to say how we'd react, because it's high pressure and it's results driven, isn't it? You know, at the end of the day, you know, a player missing a penalty, missing a header, you know, missing, you know, whatever, it's the fine margin of success, isn't it?
Yeah, but we were winning 4-0, remember?
Well, yeah, I mean, we were in that particular game. Listen, you know, that's the question for Louis van Gaal. You know, we all have different opinions. I got on with him. He was great to me. I told you a story about where he was hurting.
Yeah,
you know, he loved United. There's no doubt about it. But, you know, that's life. That's life.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about managers, like we've got a question said that, do you see Ryan Giggs coming back to be the manager of Manchester United?
That's a great question. Do I see Ryan Giggs coming back to be the manager?
Tough.
Yeah, I think. Listen, you never know in football. You never know, but I think I think Ollie's going to be there for the long term. I think Ollie's going to get it right. I think
I'm with you.
Yeah, so. You know, if Ollie can win some silverware next year, not necessarily the league, but if Ollie can win something, I mean, if this season we don't know, we might have won the Europa League. You know, we could have won some silverware. We might have won the FA Cup this year, but I don't know. I think it might have passed Ryan by. This is a personal opinion again, because I think Ollie's going to be there for quite a few years, and I think Ryan, after the Wales job, he's gonna need a big job, and you know, I don't think United will be available for Ryan. You know, so I think it's passed him by. I don't think Ryan, the opportunity will come for him, because I think if Ollie gets any success, he could be there for the next 5, 6, maybe 10 years,
maybe 20.
Hopefully, yeah, I'd love that.
As soon as he's winning some trophies, we are okay with him.
Exactly, yeah. You know, and hopefully, you don't know. Like I say, who's to say he wouldn't have won some silverware this year?
All what we have to do is to stand behind him and push him up to reach that.
You know, whoever loves the United itself will support him. But unfortunately, we're coming across managers who want to do their own achievements, who want to win more trophies.
Yeah.
But let's wish for the best.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah, we hope so. And you know, I think we're on the right road. I think that's the main thing. We've got to keep believing, and we're on the right road. And I think it'll all come together.
Yeah, we'll always believe.
Good.
What else questions do we have from the fans?
Do you think Harry Kane is one of the players whom he may joining us?
Well, I mean, Harry, the two train of thoughts, and I keep saying this before I answer the question. This is a personal view, by the way, not Manchester United's view. Harry Kane would improve any team, without a shadow of a doubt. My only concern, if we did get Harry, is he's quite injury prone, and I'm very happy with the forward line that we've got, because look at Mason Greenwood. What a player.
Doing amazing.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to stifle his opportunities, because obviously we've got Marcus Rashford. I'm not saying he's a centre forward out and out, but he's a forward. We've got Anthony Martial.
Yeah.
And then we've
Igalo for now.
Igalo, and let's keep him. You know, he's not done anything wrong. He's done fantastic. He loves United. He plays with fire in his heart. And then you've got Mason Greenwood. So, you know, I wouldn't want Mason's progress to be delayed if we brought in someone like Harry Kane. Obviously, Harry would improve any team. But personally, you know, I think players like Jadon Sancho and them, they're the sort of players that we need to improve.
That's the position that we are missing.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, don't get me wrong, if I open the paper tomorrow or look online and Harry signed for United, I'll be practicing, you know. And number 9, Harry Kane. You know.
We're looking forward to them.
Good. I hope so.
Okay, so what else questions do you have?
What do you think about Liverpool if they are winning this 19th title?
It breaks my heart.
All of us.
All of our heart.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's you know, obviously, you know, Sir Alex Ferguson came in and we knocked them off their perch, to quote him, and we equaled 18, then we did 19, and now we're on 20. So, you know, I never ever want Liverpool to win the league. And, you know, if the fixtures or this season gets postponed, I'll have a little smile on my face.
A little? I'm
Big
sure
smile.
it's gonna be like...
Yeah, it'll be a very big smile. Yeah.
Yeah, big.
Yeah. But
We have some friends that they are going to have a party if this is going to happen.
who's going to have the party?
Some of our
supporters.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll join that party. Yes. Yeah. We don't want Liverpool winning the league. No.
No one do.
No,
It's
not at
going to
all.
be a dream come true, to destroy their hearts.
Well, yeah. You'd be absolutely sick if you're a Liverpool fan. But like I said before, I can't see the season not finishing. I think they'll carry it on. I think they'll carry it on behind closed doors myself. But
but let's be realistic. They deserve it, right?
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. They've played some great football over the last few years. Champions League winners last year. They've been probably arguably the best team this year. So, yeah, credit where it's due. But I'll still take them not winning it on a default.
But
small question.
The sad thing that if Liverpool did not win, it's gonna be for the City. So both scenarios are the worst case scenario.
Well, yeah.
City, as we said before, they are our kids, so it's fine. Yeah,
City are still catching up with us. We're all right. We can lead them.
Neighbours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Very much the noisy neighbours.
But seeing the city is blue is really annoying.
Oh, I know. I mean,
just close your eyes and imagine it's red, because Manchester is red and it's always going to be red. So let them.
Going into the tram and seeing people wearing blue is the most annoying thing.
They are only 1,000 fans for them, so it's fine for them.
Yeah, 75,000 at Old Trafford. That's all we need to remember.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember that quarter of the world are supporting Manchester United, so that's fine.
Yeah.
That's great. That's not fine. That's perfect.
Yeah, I agree. We'll take that. Yeah.
But that's my question about the VAR. That technique. Did you like it? Technology comes inside the field. I think this year, especially this year, Liverpool were lucky with the VAR. Are you with that?
Yeah, I think the statistics show that. The facts show that VAR has benefited Liverpool. I'm trying to think of one of the significant games. Not sure if it was Wolves or
with Man City.
Well, yeah,
Man City. Also with us, the penalties. The defenders when they put his hand.
Yeah, but to be fair, we've had a good run of it as well. It's benefited us, VAR. I think we've had more pluses with it than negatives. Listen, VAR's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Hopefully they'll get it tighter. I must say, on a personal level, I'm very much for them having the screen at the side of the pitch. I do like the referee. That's the one thing I would insist on. Yeah, still look for the support from the main base or whatever it is, but I like it when the referee can walk off the pitch and look at it for himself.
Exactly, that's what we need in the Premier League.
So I hope that comes in, because that'd be something I'd favour.
Yeah, because remember what happened with us with Everton when when they pushed David De Gea down on the field and they made a score with that one.
But then you could argue at the end, VAR benefited us.
Yeah.
Yeah. When that game was on, I was in Atlanta that weekend with Paul Scholes and David May, and we were watching it in this supporters club in Atlanta. About 200 Manchester United fans screaming, and then after 30 seconds we're 1-0 down. It was awful, absolutely awful. But
disappointing.
Yeah, it was disappointing. But anyway, hopefully it'll get better and the referee can look at that.
Yeah. As you said, if we had the screen in the field, it's going to be much better.
It is, definitely.
What else question do we have?
Okay, so another question. From the current squad, who gets the biggest reaction from the crowd once his name announced by you?
Okay, in the current squad?
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting at the moment because I know he's not been there that long, but I always announce the team before the kickoff, like 15 or 20 minutes. Whenever you go to Old Trafford, I always announce it even half an hour before. But I have to say at the moment, definitely 100% Bruno Fernandes. When you mention his number, with Bruno, the number and his name, the stadium explodes. You know, he's won over the fans straight away. They love him already.
He deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, and he's wearing that iconic number 18, Paul Scholes, you know, and all that, you know, he admires Paul. But yeah, it's Bruno Fernandes to answer the question.
What else do we have?
We have a quick game for you, if you don't mind. Like people suggested that, and we'll have the audiences also, if they want to play with us, they can suggest a name. We're going to give you some names, and you can describe them with a word.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll start with Sir Alex Ferguson.
Leader.
Oh, he is. Okay, David Beckham.
Very wealthy.
I'll say the handsome.
Yeah.
Ryan Giggs.
Brilliant.
Cantona.
The king.
George Best.
A one-off.
The Glazers.
The
Glazers, the owners of the club.
Oh, the owners of the club. Listen, again, I've met the Glazers and they've always been great to me, and they've always backed the club. So I will say very good.
Okay, great. Ronaldo.
By the way, I know they're not all just one word answers, but they're thereabouts.
Yeah, that was fine.
Yeah. Ronaldo, a one-off.
One-off, yeah, he is. Jose Mourinho.
Different.
You can go, guys. Amir, ask.
You're breaking up a little bit, Tiba. You're breaking up slightly.
Okay, maybe there is an issue.
Yeah, carry on. That's okay.
Okay. Amr, you can go ahead.
Okay, what about Bruno?
Amazing.
Rooney.
Exquisite.
David De
The best.
If he's
William.
the best, what would be Schmeichel?
Well, you look at different levels and different players. Yeah, I mean, Schmeichel was certainly up there and certainly one of the best keepers. But I have to say, in my top 11, it isn't Schmeichel.
Oh, we'll ask you about your top 11.
Okay, what about Williams?
Potential.
Nice.
JC. Lingard.
Very good.
Very good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We're not sure about that one. What about Pogba?
Incredible talent.
Okay.
Edwin van der Sar.
A lovely guy.
Rashford.
No, Rude.
Rude.
Yes.
Rude van Nistelrooy.
Yeah.
Oh, what an amazing player. Incredible.
Okay, Rashford.
Unbelievable ability.
Martial.
Outstanding.
James.
Again, will be brilliant.
Gary Neville.
Superb.
His brother. Phil.
Yeah. Phil was a very loyal player.
Ole. Ole player, not the manager. Now
Ole.
we will ask you about the manager.
Well, let me tell you a story about Ollie, right?
Okay.
So, just very quickly, well, it's not directly about Ollie, but I love Ollie as a player.
We all do.
Yeah. So, like you say, forget the manager for a minute. So, my wife and I, we've had two dogs, two black Labradors. And the first black Labrador that we had, we called him Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer. So his name was Ollie.
But so he's always with you.
He's always with me, always in the house.
Yeah, so you're taking care of him also at the house.
Yeah, and he protects it. And the other dog now who we've got, because Ollie unfortunately is no longer with us, he's called Georgie Best. So there's Georgie a bit of a football connection. So Ollie. All I can say about Ollie is, I hope I continue to say this. Thanks for the memories.
Yeah. So we're going back to the game because people seem like very excited about it. So there is someone who's asking about Rio Ferdinand.
Oh yeah, Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in my top 11, by the way. Rio Ferdinand was an incredible guy. Rio was a leader.
How do you describe him in a word?
Oh, in a word. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Going back to the word game, I beg your pardon. Rio was very tall, so I would call him like a brick wall. That's my word.
Yeah, that's interesting.
What about
Dimitar Berbatov?
Who?
Dimitar Berbatov.
Again, super talent.
Louis Nani.
Oh, what a great lad he was. He was a lovely, lovely boy. I would call him, he was like a cheetah. He could run so fast. So
yeah.
I'll call him a cheetah.
Yeah, 17 was very special when he was in Manchester United.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
What about Vidic and Evra?
Oh, Patrice. I love this game.
I love this game.
Yeah. Patrice. Oh, magic. Patrice was magic. I love Patrice. Vidic, steel. Serbian steel.
Steel. Wow.
There is someone who's asking about Tevez.
Oh, Carlos. When he left United, my heart was broke.
Mine as well.
Yeah.
I loved Carlos, but I don't love him anymore. Honestly, he's gone. He's out of my life. No, listen, what a player! When you think about who we had at the time, Carlos Tevez, Wayne Rooney, Ronaldo, Berbatov.
Wow.
What a lineup, So
my heart melts when you're saying that.
I know. My heart melts as well. But Tevez, he was a little terror, wasn't he? He was a real little terror, Tevez. Tevez the terror.
What about Carrick?
Eric.
Guys, Carrick we have.
Oh, Carrick. Oh, I can't believe it's not Scholes. It's great player, great ambassador. He a visionary player, Michael Carrick. Visionary, absolutely quality.
Roy Keane.
Oh, Roy. He's part of my Celtic blood. He's got that Irish blood in him, Roy.
Yeah.
You know what? I absolutely love Roy Keane. What a fantastic captain he was. What a player for Manchester United. Forget all the nonsense around him now. As a player for Manchester United.
He's a real captain.
Yeah, unbeatable.
Yeah. What about Dennis Irwin?
Mr. Reliable.
Mm-hmm. Andy Cole.
Very, very slick. Very slick player.
We'll have a little change. Like there is someone who's asking about Gerrard.
Steven Gerrard.
Yes.
Oh, well.
The slider.
Slippy. Yeah. Thank goodness he did. Well, listen, there's two ways to look at Steven Gerrard. As a player.
Let's forget he was. Let's say about the national team.
Yeah, well, as a player, you'd want him in your team. I mean, he was an incredible player. great player for Liverpool. You'd love him at Man United when he was at his peak, but that's about as much as I can praise Stevie Gerrard. I don't want to go overboard about him.
Yeah, that's enough for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a lot.
He did.
To mention Sir Bobby Charlton.
So Bobby Charlton is an incredible person. You know, when you're with him, you're in the same room. You see the aura that he has. He must be one of the most recognised footballers in the world. He's just, you know, a World Cup winner. He won everything with Manchester United, European Cup, the League, FA Cup. He's just awe-inspiring. But the beautiful thing about Sir Bobby is he's a beautiful person. He's a lovely man and so humble and so down to earth, a beautiful human being.
Yeah.
We are working with him. He has a charity here.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Have you met him yet?
No. We
Yeah,
met
well,
Ned, you know, the one who's working with him.
yeah. Well, he's a lovely person and very, very humble, and I think the world of Sir Bobby. I'm honoured, I'm privileged to say that I've done stuff with him. You know, I've worked with him.
That's amazing.
Again, lucky you.
Yes, I thank God every day, T. But I'm so pleased that I'm very fortunate that I've got the best job in the world, and I'm a very lucky person because every game I stand
You deserve that.
Well,
really?
I try to do my best, and when I'm stood on the pitch at Old Trafford, when I'm reading the teams out, I just look up and I thank God because of all the
hard working
people.
pays off.
Well, yeah, it does, yeah. Even if it means working for your rivals, you have to get on the journey.
Yeah.
Also,
so now let's go to the most exciting question. Like, what's your favorite starting 11?
Oh, right. Okay. Well, this was very difficult, but I did look at it with a team of players that I've actually seen. So I didn't go for George Best or Sir Bobby and pick players like.
Yeah.
So I've gone for a team.
The people that you lived with.
Yeah, exactly.
That you lived with.
Yeah. Although when I read the team, Eric Cantona, he left by the time I became the announcer, but obviously I saw him play hundreds of times, you know. So my 11, and this is a very special lineup, would be number 1, Edward van der Sar. Thank you. Number 2, Gary Neville. Number 3, Patrice Evra.
I love you.
Yes. Number 5, Rio Ferdinand.
Rio.
Whoa. And in defence with Rio, number 15, Nemanja. Whoa. Nemanja Vidic.
Yeah.
And number 7, we obviously have 2 number 7s. First and foremost, the original king, Eric Cantona.
Wow.
And we have the king of Jordan, number 7, Sir Ayman. Thank you. Number 8, and this is the number that he wore at United when he first started. Number 8, Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney.
Yeah. Number 9, he wore this at Real before he got the number 7 shirt, but there was too many number 7s. So I've gone for number 9, Cristiano
Ronaldo.
And number 10, ultimately one of the greatest forwards that United have ever had. I don't think he ever scored a goal from outside the box. Number 10, Ruud van Nistelrooy.
If you want
number
to
11,
add for the sub.
Yeah, Number 11,
Yes.
Ryan Giggs.
Oh,
Yeah.
Slipped in
my
there.
man.
And our substitutes, I've got to go for number 18, Paul Scholes.
Woo.
Oh, yeah.
I've also gone for number 21, Tiba.
Actually, it's a 9. You can see. It's always a 9.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, well, joining Cristiano, we have number 9, Tiba.
I share with him my number. That's great.
Yeah, well, there you go. That was good. And number 11, we have another gig specialist, but number 11, all the way from Jordan, we have Hamid. So there we are.
called him James. His nickname is James, you know?
Oh, yeah, I can see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fantastic. James, number 21, Hamid James. Very nice. So that's my, that's my team of players that I'd seen play. And most of them, apart from Eric, that I've announced. So a very special lineup.
This is the dream team.
It was a dream team. And we are living the dream with the voice of Old Trafford. And we all know that Old Trafford is the theater of dream. So that was amazing night to have you with us. So we hope we can invite you again.
Yeah, well, I look forward to joining you again. Hopefully when we've won some silverware and we can come back and celebrate and we can talk all about it. But can I just say to all the Manchester United Supporters Club in Jordan, health and happiness, keep safe, and we'll see you on the other side of all this.
Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And have a good night and stay home, stay safe.
I will do. Take care. Look after yourselves.
Thank you.
Glory, glory.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Glory, glory, Man United. Glory, glory, Man United. Yalla. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye-bye.